Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you. Thank you very much for today. An amazing day will go down in history as one of my favorite days of 2019. All because I spent hours and hours and hours talking about Death Stranding, and thousands of people came by. Not one, not two, not hundreds. Thousands of people came by, and we had a really good time breaking it all down. That being said, the reveal happened today also during my stream, and we broke it down just a little bit. But there's a lot to dissect, and there's still much to learn. And this is still the same day, less than 12 hours since the video's been out. But I wanted to open the door and really present to you a lot more from what we know about this game. We're going to start off by just playing the trailer and talking about it. I'm going to let all the cinematics play so you can get the first glimpse of that. Then after that, we'll break down each segment, talking about everything we've known so far and how it all makes sense and how we've already been given way too much information, to be honest with you. I'm going to break down the reality of the truth is what this is called today. And there's a ton of that going on this day as we move forward. This being said, opening up this stream proper, playing this audio and gameplay. Enjoy it with me. What?
I'll always be with you. BB, don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
Together, you can help us reconnect. You can make America whole.
Nah, America's finished.
Sam, if we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
We don't need a country. Not anymore.
We do. Alone, we have no future.
Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
It's all to safeguard the continued independence of Edgenut City. They want the UCA to leave him be.
Who are these assholes again?
Homo Demons. Militant separatist group.
I've heard of them. Bunch of terrorists who go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
Right. Nothing's off limits for them. Not even engineering void outs. There are extremists like the demons everywhere. Plotting in the shadows. thing it was raining. Even they know better than to mess with BTs.
I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you are plugging into the other side. Freaks me out, too.
Sam, we want you to go west and finish what Emily started.
Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope.
You see, I've come to understand the truth of the Death Stranding. Oh, it's so hard to form connections when you can't shake hands. Fortunately, I've got a good connection to the other side.
Covering the world in cable didn't bring an end to war and suffering. Don't act surprised when it all comes apart if you try to do it again.
Humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, that's what we need right now. Not to stand apart, but to come together.
I'll show you the real thing soon. I promise. The whole wide world will be yours to explore. You'll be able to go wherever you want. Even the moon.
can't make this stuff up, man. I can't make this stuff up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to lower this volume, of course. We're going to talk about all the details that we've seen so far in this game. First and foremost, we see Mads here, aka Cliff, as he talks to the baby that's inside the tube, aka BB is the name of the baby. So far, that's the title we got, and it stands for Bridge Baby, and that's a big thing that we got to get into. But before we do all that, we want to talk about the general story in this game. All right, it's hopefully going to help you guys be like, okay, I get what's going on. First of all, no game is supposed to just tell you the whole story right in a trailer. It's kind of annoying. So they still have some mystery and some unanswered questions like what is this storm? Why is it killing off all the birds? All of those variables, right? But the key essence of one of the things we do know, Timefall, which is a special, what would I call it? Catastrophe that's happening on the world is affecting everything. So basically, this water, rain, when it falls, it fast forwards life. It fast forwards people. So people will die. People will get old and die right away from the rainfall. This is how you see those birds running away from it. This is how you see some certain interactions in the game. A lot of different variables. But how did that come to be? Your guess is good as mine. But if I know Kojima any little bit, I would think he probably had a nuclear situation going on where it caused the world to open up quantum physics wormholes and black holes or something crazy that it just changed the earth. And while this might not be Earth, this might be another planet, I'm pretty convinced that this is America of today, devastated by these nuclear devastations that has happened. But that is just the guessing game of what is the purpose of what created this things, and all of these second world, aka different realm people, the other side, aka have entered to our world, and basically we're trying to fight to survive, and it's become a whole different ball game. How did it come to be? Like I said, nuclear bombs, I'm guessing, is the answer for Kojima. Usually that's his number one go-to, and he tributes that to his family, his mother and father, who survived the Hiroshima bombings in the old days. That being said, no one has the answer on how all of this came to be on Earth. How did America turn into United Cities of America instead of states? So that, again, we have to just wait and see, and that's the joy, and that's the fun, and that's the excitement, right? But that is the essence of this game, is those two factors. This catastrophe of quantum physics taking over, where you see this dude point up to the sky, it starts raining, you see him teleport to a female, you see these creatures and these weird things happening, you see the rain, it's just called timefall, fast forwarding time on people. When you die, you come back, and we'll get into all of that. But this is the core of the game, and the mystery is, how did it come to be? How did America come to be this? and you're not going to get an answer in the trailer. Hopefully not. Then it's just a spoiler, and it ruins the fun of trying to play through the story to experiencing that. That being said, right from the start of this trailer, you have the president of America, who's old and dying, asking Sam, the main character, this guy right here, which is Norman Reedus, to bring America together again. And what's important to note on that is the whole game's concept is about bringing America together again. And what I love the most when it comes to this concept is that the gameplay, the story, the message, all relate to it. You can see strings attaching people, enemies, and you see the player attaching things. Those are all connecting to the bigger message or in the bigger story within the game of connecting. So you want America to connect. You see this guy, the main character, main pro antagonist, connecting. All of these variables about connecting, about coming together, about the rope in society. Instead of using sticks to push things away, we need ropes to pull things together. And these chains and all of the different variables, even the baby connecting to the baby so you can get to the other world. This is just really crazy, insane, amazing thing. As you can see, these graphics are just beautiful, guys. Wow. But we're gonna get into each of the characters and what their roles are, and that might help also. And then we can define things deeper into the plot of it all. But I wanted to give you guys a basis for those that don't know the core of what the story is supposed to be and how it's happening. Of course, we don't want to know why the America turned into a disastrous wasteland. I'm pretty sure it's nuclear war. I'm pretty sure it's pollution. It's pretty sure Kojima's touching on the real life issues that are happening now with society falling apart because of racism, because of struggles, because of all the different issues. And he's going to touch on that because he always does. But it's our job to figure out the mystery on how this is all going to turn out. And that's where, we can't allow ourselves to neglect and deny the power of Kojima creating a game where it's about the community coming together, and not just in the game, but in real life. So, that being said, we're looking at one of the characters I want to talk about deeply, and it's perfect timing. Mads is not a bad guy in my opinion. He's gonna do bad things. He's gonna be terrible. He reminds me of Ocelot from the Metal Gear series, where Ocelot did a lot of bad things, but in the end he was trying to reach the good goal, and that doesn't make it okay. But war isn't okay anyways. So for Kojima, sometimes the stories are confusing because the good guy isn't always good. He does a lot of bad things. The bad guy is really after a good goal with bad intention, with bad direction. So Mads, as you see there, he was an army vet, and he was a soldier fighting. And in the beginning of the trailer, what we see is Mads actually talking to the baby, saying something nice to the baby. And then at the end here, we also see Mads talk to the baby again. And we should actually listen to this.
The whole wide world will be yours to explore. You'll be able to go wherever you want. Even the moon.
First of all, stop playing, dog. Even the moon. We'll get into that in a minute. But that right there is just an example of how Mads' story might make him look like the bad guy because he's the military guy going in and going crazy. And we're gonna get into his character and why it's important. As far as the story goes, it looks like they're manipulating him. Troy Baker in this game is going to manipulate Mads to go against Sam, and we'll talk about that in a second. It's a little confusing, like who's who, if you don't know, but we'll break it down in a second. But if you watch the beginning again, just a little more sympathy and a little more compassion because he's talking to the child and telling the child beautiful things.
BB, don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset.
So as we see there, we're gonna use some of this for a second. But within this trailer, there are sections where I'm gonna fast forward it just a little bit. So right here, Troy Baker starts talking And some of the things he says is he's learned how to manipulate the other side, aka the new realm, the crazy creatures and things like that. And I believe what we're seeing is Mads as I fast forward this, Mads being called in to help and forced basically in a way to fight and to go after Sam and take Sam down, and he's doing all this for his child. He's doing all this for the baby inside the tube. He's suffering while trying to fight for his child, and that is a very deep story in itself. And we could just have a game about Mads instead of Sam, and it can be powerful and it can be beautiful and it can be very interesting for a man to go evil, right, and become this dark force because they're using this baby. If you notice, it's said in this trailer about how creepy it is to attach to the baby, and that is very, very powerful, to say the least. I don't want to spoil these footage here, but I do want to move forward. Go watch some more Sam. There's a conversation in here. Looking for it, guys. You're watching live breakdown while I'm figuring out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to be answering them. Sometimes I ignore it for a couple minutes, but then we get into it. All right, so here we go. All right, I believe this is the footage.
I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
Good thing it was raining. Even they know better than to mess with BTs.
I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you are plugging into the other side. Freaks me out, too.
So see that right there? The bridge baby, which is the small baby in the container, they use it to connect to the other side where these creatures and these things are, so they're able to see and utilize that as a higher force and higher thing. That's sick. First of all, like, how could you do that to a child and have them in there? Maybe the child is an alien. Maybe the child is overpowerful. You already heard my theory, and I'm pretty much correct on my theory and everything I've been saying for the past 2 years as far as the baby being a powerful force and being this super entity. But still don't know what's going on in it. Was it an experiment? Or was it the first being to come to Earth? Was it just what is this thing? That being said, it looks like Mads cares about it. Whether he's the father, the doctor, something, he cares about it. He's talking to the baby. I gotta lower this volume here. Apologies. So Mads is talking to the baby, and it shows you that he cares for the baby. And if you watch the trailer, there are segments here where you can see he's pretty much out for blood, hunting somebody down, kind of always with the military guys trying to fight. And it's like, okay, and look at him right here getting hung pretty much. And I screenshotted that and sent it up on Twitter because I thought it was a really powerful message. But that's Mads for you, and that's his story, and we don't know where that story is going to go for Mads, aka Cliff in this game. But I don't believe he's a bad guy. I believe he's going to save the day in the end of the day. By saving the baby, he's going to save the day anyways. And who is the baby? What is the baby? That's a whole theory conversation because they haven't given any information other than the baby allows you to tap into the other side, which is a really awesome thing. But we don't know much. What's interesting about this, everybody's crying in these trailers. So who do we jump into next? Let's take a quick look at some of these characters as we go. Right here. All right, so we start here. We're not going to get into Sam. He's the main character. We got into Cliff. All right, now we're going to get into Fragment, who has her own story also, and she's well connected with Norman. There's some really touching scenes that we see that are very beautiful, with him and her kind of touching heads. There it is right there. As I say it, perfect timing. I didn't plan that. As you can see right here, let's just take that pause and think about it for a second. So Leah, who is an important role in this story, we've seen them earlier, and they kind of look like strangers talking to each other. And she was asking him if he wants to work for her since he's lonely out there by himself. And he's like, "No, I just do deliveries." And it feels like they're strangers, yet in this trailer, you seeing them emotionally connected in some way through something that happens in the game, and she wants him to work with her. You gotta wonder what's going on with Sam, and I believe that he's going to have these factions, different factions that he's able to help. So as he goes through this area trying to connect America again, Leah will be one faction that's like, help us out with these missions, and there you'll get side missions and main missions, and it'll open up a story for you, and you'll progress within the story with that, and then from there you'll move forward. So I think Leah is the girl in the picture. I don't know if you guys remember that picture in this footage. Let's see, I think it's right here. By the way, I only watched this trailer a few times, so I don't know where everything is, and I'm just doing this off the top of my head. If you take a good look, of course the face is scratched off. Kojima's not silly enough to leave it on there. It does look like Leah. Looks like she's pregnant. Now, I don't believe Sam is involved with the president, aka old lady there. I believe Leah and him probably had a baby and went to the White House for some reason. And what you're watching is him with amnesia, something, or every time he taps into the other realm, it takes away a part of his life, and he forgets, and he, there's a lot of factors on how and what could happen. And memory is a very interesting thing, especially in the quantum realm. You can create, right now Kojima is so lucky because he's smart enough to create quantum physics into this game where it allows you to explore and do anything. So don't expect it to be amnesia. It can be the symptoms of tapping into the other side, the other, quantum realms that you were touching into, and that's going to affect his memory. So he doesn't remember Leah. Leah remembers him, but she doesn't want to force herself in his life. They had a baby together. These are things you can decide on your own, of course, but who knows? And again, it's all connected to a baby. Everything is involved with the baby, and how does it work? What really happens? Those are the type of questions we don't know, but it's interesting to say the least. So that's fun with Leah. I believe she's gonna be a faction. I mean, she's gonna be a mission giver. She's gonna give out different things you can do within the game. Hey, do this for me. Do that for me. We want to help. And what's cool about this game is what we know for sure, and these are facts, guys. Um, in this game, your decisions on how you help things progress have consequences. The what the consequences are, I don't know, but that's what was said by Kojima and company. So we don't know. It's interesting to say the least, but we don't know. All right, now we're gonna go into more characters as we go further along. We're not going to talk about Sam. He's the number one character in this game. We're just going to go down each character here. And as we see Mama, she's really cute in real life. I like her. She's pretty. So Mama doesn't have a lot of footage in here. She doesn't do a lot. And I don't even know where to find her, to be honest with you. And I think she's somewhere in the middle, kind of going through some motions. Where could she be? She's all the way in the front. Well, it's hard to find her. She's like literally in like one scene or two. Yeah, I'm not gonna find her right away. And what she looks like a doctor who is going through it. Where is this footage, guys? Are you serious?
We don't need a country.
And she's now
We do. Alone, we have no future.
she's not to be found. I believe it's somewhere in here before we get to these segments. But basically, she looks like she's a laboratory scientist. So I think she'll be your support as far as creating things, helping you. Not really. There's another character who's going to be the creating things for you. But she has a role in that. He's the number one creator. I believe he's going to be your scientist and he's going to be your guy for development. But there she goes. So she has a segment here where you get to see her trying to interact with one of the beings, and then she's stuck. So now you probably got to save her. Something happens, she figures it out, and she learns to engage with these things, which is very weird, but I guess you see this whole segment right here with her. It's crazy. So those are some of the things that are interesting, and we already seen some of the other guys, which I'm messing up this footage here. So we see Leah, we see Mama, we see Deadman, and we don't know much about him. We see the scientists running things. This guy right here. Oh, wait a second. This guy right here, Tommy. Let's rewind that for a second. From what I've seen in the gameplay, Tommy is going to be your number one support. So if in the Metal Gear games, if you remember, there's always been an Otacon for the most part. And if it wasn't Otacon, it's Roy Campbell. If it's not Roy Campbell, in the new game, you get Miller and Peace Walker. And then for Phantom Pain, you get to Ocelot as your main support guy who's always talking to you and telling you things. And that's going to be Tommy here, who has a sick mask. And this is the number one badass right now. Troy Breaker, Higgs. And he's in a lot of scenes, which I love. And we're going to go through them right now. This number one scene right here. As we try to skip through all this nonsense. Alright, here we go.
It's all to safeguard the continued independence of Edgenut City. They want the UCA to leave him be.
Who are these assholes again?
Homo Demons. Militant separatist group.
I've heard of them. Bunch of terrorists who go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
Right. Nothing's off limits for them. Not even engineering void outs. They're extremists like the demons everywhere. Plotting in the shadows.
Alright, so the reason why this is important is, first of all, we're getting to see
Of Edgenut
these
City.
guys
They want the UCA
have these abilities, okay? So he looks up to the sky, he points up, and guess what happens?
militant separatist
Lightning and rain, aka most likely
Towns killing people and leaving craters.
right. Nothing's off limits.
timefall. And as you can see here, he has a teleporting ability. He's already shown us in another video he can summon a creature. So this guy's badass of badasses. He's probably going to be the main antagonist with one of the final bosses to defeat in the game. If not the final boss, there might be a surprise boss in there. So the reason why I'm trying to focus on some of that is because in the long run, where are we? Here we go. And there's another segment with him in it, which was just a small, quick tease, but it was pretty dope. Where was it? I think it was right here. I can't find it.
As a people can't do that.
Nope,
If we
nope,
can't
nope, nope,
reconnect.
nope, nope, nope. Yeah, it's not in here. Anyway, but his whole sequences and everything he does,
They're supposed
it's gonna be very interesting because Troy Baker, such a great voice actor, and they're really trying to pin down for him to be the badass of all badasses. And what's crazy in this trailer, he personally discusses the ability to tap in to all of that, So I look at that as a very special character. He can tap into the other side, aka where all the creatures are. And I believe he taps into Mags Mikkelsen, this character right here. And when he does that, it opens the door for this crazy war between Sam and all of them. But we'll see how that works out. Let's take a second and talk to chat before I continue with all the rest of the characters, because I'm going on a rampage with characters here. But yeah. When does this game come out? November 8th, 2018, man. It's going to be a really special time. I'm going to play this every day for the rest of the year when it comes out. I'm going to contact Konami staff to get me over there for the review. It's going to cost a lot of money to get there, be there, so I'm going to see if they can pay for it. No, but yeah, so that's that. What's the gameplay? Man, you're looking at a lot of gameplay. This stuff here, walking around, it's gameplay. That's cutscenes. That's a really sick. This is one part that nobody talked about, the winter area. So it seems like you have these really weird items, and they're basically traverse items. You got a ladder, you got a rope with an anchor to climb down things. Most likely some dynamite. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But I tried to check out the toolbox earlier today, and I couldn't figure out what it was. There's still going to be some people breaking it down and figuring it out. But the gameplay feels like the Phantom Pain with a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn. And I think that's good. First of all, Horizon is a really great optimized gameplay. But the Phantom Pain is even better. So I will go with the Phantom Pain. What is going on, Incognito? I think you spelled it wrong. Incognito U? What's going on, man? I see you. And more gameplay right here. This is actually speaking about gameplay. Let's do that. Thank you for asking that question. That's a good question. So this is a very important factor in this game. So we're going to do this in slow motion, hopefully. I can slow it down before it gets there. So there's things that you share this world with other players. It's not at the same time. But I can drop off a package, an item to share. Like right there, I just dropped off a package. Another player will come around and pick that up. But he'll never ever see me or interact with me. But he can pick up what I shared in that area right there. And this is a part of what Kojima's trying to do to bring people together. You can share your items and things in that nature. Speaking of things in that nature, it's kind of MMO. Yeah, it has a little bit of that. Actually, we're going to pause this trailer just so you guys can check it out. There's the information's in here, right here. You ready? So if hopefully you guys can see that clearly, it says assist other players. This is straight from the PlayStation Store, from the PlayStation website. It talks about the gameplay. It has a couple of little small bits, nothing too crazy, but this is an important one. Exactly what we were just talking about. It says assist other players, help other travelers without ever crossing paths via Syndonosis online gameplay, right? Send supplies, share safe houses, and walk in the same footsteps of fellow cruisers to unite civilization. Carriers. So basically, there are three things you can do with each other, but you'll never cross paths. But you can send supplies, you can share safe houses, so there's gonna be safe houses, and then walk in the footsteps of your fellow carriers to unite civilization. So there's this connecting factor. Now, how does that work? I honestly believe it's going to be like the buddy system in the Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain. There's a game mode within it that's called FOB, and in that game mode, people have to defend and attack other people's bases. It's a really cool game. And if I put you on my support list, if I put I'm gonna support you, then what happens is I'll get an alert about when I need to support you, and I'll go and help your base, defend it for you, basically. So in this game, Death Stranding, that's not going to be the case because there's no defending bases from what I know. But you will be able to put someone on your list. And I'm not sure if it's going to be your friends list or an in-game list of fellow carriers that you can unite with and work with to send supplies and to share safe houses with. And I think it'll be interesting to see how they put that together. But it's a really cool idea, to say the least. So speaking of some of this stuff that they're saying here, this is something I've been talking about for 2 years. I've been saying this, and it's finally actually on the website, so no one can question if I'm making this stuff up. Death is not the end, okay? So somebody said, I've never been excited to play as a pregnant man. So listen, there is no traditional game over state in Death Stranding. Lose your life during combat and you'll find yourself in a upside down realm. Search for a way back to the living. Then it says, choose your combat method carefully, as killing your foe is almost never the solution. And every death carries a consequence. So every death carries a consequence, whether it's your death or the enemy's death. Both play a role in this game. And to drive that point home, there's a couple of segments in this game, which I'm going to try to get into in a second here. Let's try to see this footage from here. So when you're watching this segment, we were joking on my stream earlier today that this is going to be, when you die, you enter this battle, which is World War I, World War II-ish type of battle. These soldiers look like they're ghosts. You're seeing ghosts, kind of, entering the realm. As you can see, the tank ends up coming in slowly. I have it on slow motion on purpose. But as you see here, the tank is kind of appearing through this realm thing. So imagine if you die and you enter this area and you got to find a way out. That's crazy. That would be so dope. And I don't know. That's not the case, I don't believe. I believe we've seen a trailer earlier on how Kojima for sure said one of the mechanics is going to be. But we're going to watch all this in slow motion and talk about it from the start to the end. Very important to go there. Someone said you make your own comments to reply to. Nah, man, I'm streaming on 13 outlets. All right. If you go to Facebook right now, Google Matt Gamer and Google the title of this, you'll find me. If you go to YouTube, I got three channels open there. I got 2 Twitches streaming right now. I have a mixer. I have the Periscope. I have Ustream. I have Africana TV on. I have so many. So you got to go around the web and look up all the other people watching at the same time. And you'll be all right, though, man. Don't waste my time with those type of comments. Let's get back into the footage and get back into these setups here. All right. So just Google it if you really want to know. So we're gonna get back into these really cool concepts. For the first time, we're entering the baby's mouth, which is really weird, but it's really awesome because we get to see the baby's perspective, and it looks like somebody cares about him. Somebody really cares about him. And I believe that Mad's story is going to be one of the most important ones in this game because Kojima's such a big fan of him, he wouldn't put him in a weaker role and just make him a bad guy and nothing like that. In this trailer, it kind of shows him as a good guy. It kind of depicts him as somebody who cares for the baby and promises the baby that the baby will be able to explore Earth and the moon. Specifically, the moon is where it's very interesting because in one of the trailers for Kojima, there's an astronaut with a moon staff going there, and that's a whole different topic we'll get into. But I just love this, and what's weird about it is he has blood all over his face, so he must have just killed somebody and then came over to the baby. And that's crazy to me. So he's doing whatever it takes to get to the baby. And this might be during the beginning of the game or the ending of the game. This might even be way before any of this happened. And then we'll find out the origin story of how they stole the baby from him. You know, these are possibilities on what could happen with Mads. And I like the fact that Kojima threw this in there. Even though it's spoilerish, it is definitely very interesting and intriguing to try and see how this is going to work. And this is on slow motion, so everybody that's like, what is going on? It's on slow motion so that I can discuss it, but this is a long part. But let's go ahead and move towards this part here. And we've already talked about this part, but what you got to know is that this lady turns out young and old throughout this area. So maybe she's in the second realm, right? The second world. And that's where you're seeing all of that as far as her being young and old. It's because she's old in the real world and young in the second realm. I want to call it the second world from now on. So in this part right here, where all we're seeing is not that complicated, is that there's a big storm of timefall, which pretty much kills people, coming. And the creatures and Sam is trying to run away from it. When you look back, they'll show the replay of this. And he looks back a little bit. You'll see a big cloud of smoke, a big storm. And that's what's affecting him the most right now. And here, this is, right there it is right there. Exactly what I was talking about. So you can see it for yourself. And this right here is timefall because it's hitting these crows. You see the crow get old right before our eyes. Very, very weird, very strange. But we already know this mechanic is a key component to what the game is going to be offering. Timefall is called, Kojima said. And I'm pretty sure it probably hit her. She was a young lady and she got old through this timefall, maybe. I'm guessing. She's too old compared to Norman. So she's most likely got affected by it. Somebody threw it on her face or something. You know what I mean? Who knows how that went? But there's just certain situations. And what's really cool we got to know is we're going to ride a motorcycle, man. Like, it is actually gameplay. You're going to be able to ride a motorcycle. Motorcycles are always fun to drive around in games for me. It's just a good, fast way to get away or to get to somewhere. You know what I mean? And you can pop wheelies on that sucker, so it's going down, man. But I love the overall essence of this game. You see this right here? This kind of feels like Metal Gear. If you look around, that's the Metal Gear style of caution and all that. But Bridge is sitting there going through the motions of this is Bridge. What if somebody was saying, what if I was right about my joke about this being Raiden playing in the VR game? It's not, not possible, but I don't really explore those ideas too much anymore because it's too wild, too reckless, too crazy, man. Anyway, if y'all got questions, please ask them as I move forward. So what you're seeing here, of course, is the simple stuff. He's just preparing, getting ready to go on his delivery life and all that. The audio is more interesting than some of these clips. Some of these clips are just kind of fillers. Like, okay, he's leaving. We see the bike. Cool. The bike is dope. But there's not much else in some of these. And this right here does have some more visuals on what is happening, opening the door as you see the strings and the whole area that you're able to explore. Kojima said that a lot of the places you'll see are the places that you're able to go. What's going on, Peanut? Really? Are you gonna make me say that? Peanut. Peanut. So appreciate you coming through, man. We're just chilling out, trying to analyze and break it down a little bit and get into. And you've been researching. That's good, man. Break it down on the chat. Hopefully everybody can see it. There was one guy complaining that he's all alone on YouTube. I have multiple YouTube streaming at the same time. So if they do interact with each other, the chats sometimes, some of them. It's a weird system. I have a global chat for all the 13 places I stream, but they're not all connected because some of them are Asian, some of them are in Europe. But YouTube and Twitch are connected most of the time. Sometimes it's flaky, and I apologize for that. But we do the best we can, right? All right, so hold on. Let's get back. I just missed out on some really cool stuff. So this part right here to me is telling, because not only does he have dope outfits, check out the background. What is that? Somebody do some research. You want to do research? Let's pause this part right here. First thing I noticed when I seen this, I didn't even look at him because I like to look away when I do these analysis. What the heck is that K5? What city is there a building that has a K5 logo that looks like that? Why don't y'all do me a favor? And I'm going to try it right now, as a matter of fact. I'm going to go on my phone. Stop texting me. Damn it. Too many people texting at the same time. I'm going to go on my phone and screenshot Google Lens. Oh, damn. Search. See, it says bomber. Nope. So I searched the K5. I don't know what the hell is that. Someone said, how long do we have to wait? We're here, man. We're doing it. Let's all analyze it together. You guys got to help out. Yeah, it's breaking all the walls. That's true. What's up, XSV? I see you. Let's analyze this game together, man. Let's do it. We don't have to wait. We're analyzing it right now, man. And November 8th, the game comes out, though. He's talking about the game. The game comes out November 8th, dude. But what's popping? We're hanging out. So K5, it's right here in front of you guys, all right? Right next to him. What the hell is that? Somebody tell me. Where is this? What city? Because if you tell me that, we know a lot about this area that he's going to be in. It's probably a city, Seattle, somewhere weird, or maybe a major city. I do feel we're going to end up in New York City somehow. I think Kojima is definitely doing that. Said K5 might reference technology. I don't know, man. It looks like a structure that got destroyed, and it looks like a dam. You know, there's a wall right there. I don't know, but why would that survive, and why would that still be a factor in this part? That's just me, and I'm curious about that. There's a lot of little things like that I'm like, all right, where is this happening at, you know? And this is another cool part. So on top of all the weird things we get, Sam himself has abilities. Sam himself is grabbing his hand and making these chains float in his hands. It's not a magic trick. This is him practicing. Isn't that weird? I do love. Someone said, "Hold on, pause, wait." All right, let's go back. All right, so let's look at this one more time, man. Y'all too funny. The K5. It says K5 and then it says MID. K5 MID. I don't know what that means. Somebody show me the way. K5 MI. K5 missiles. K5 missiles, guys. K5 missiles. Okay, wow. Secretive K5 K missiles. Interesting. What the heck? Well, that's a whole different conversation. We can't get into all this right now. But ICBM da da da. This is like too much deep stuff. All right, I don't know. But let's get back to the necklace because that was the cool part too. That's what I was telling y'all, man. There's a lot of little small details like this right here. This dude is actually tapping in. He's been in the realm on and off so much. He's tapping into it, learning how to use it. I think by the end of the game, he's going to be just as powerful as Troy Baker, who pressed up and then created lightning and created rain and then teleported and then summoned some weird creature by taking his mask off. All of that, this guy's going to be able to do something along those lines. He's going to have to use some type of power. You know? Who knows? What's up, Twitch Rule? I see you, man. Good to have you. I'm going to rewind a little bit of what they're saying. He could be in space. Here, someone says you can explore the moon. Yeah, well, he doesn't say you can explore the moon. He says, I'm going to let you explore the moon to the baby. Mads talks to the baby and says that. And, you know, they're supposed to bring America together. So I'm guessing they're going to be in America. And that's why I was asking, where is it? The low gravity can actually be an explanation for the necklace. That's true. I like that. Thank you for the follow, Twitcher Rule, dude. Appreciate you coming by. We just chilling. When you follow, you become a leader because you're supporting the cause. You are a part of the movement, man. We appreciate you. The necklace has formulas. Okay. Yeah, no. The necklace has the equations to different quantum physics equations, but it have powers too, you know? That's what you're trying to say. Never played a Metal Gear game. Looks like fun. This is not a Metal Gear. This is not a Metal Gear. Don't do that. Don't start that because we're going to go down another rabbit hole, man. That's a whole different combo. Oh, man. But all right, let's keep moving for a second here. Just keep checking out. So right here, I love this part. This is one of my favorite parts of this trailer. The reason why is because we're getting every type of weather. Sun, rain, and the stormy snow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect. I'll take it. Thank you, Kojima. This is not necessarily a horror game, but it has horror in it. And a whole bunch of different elements. But right here, we get to see the toolbox, right? But we don't get to see what's in the toolbox. We're going to pause it every 2 seconds. Oh. Okay, ready? The reason I want to pause it is because we see the gun. We see the anchor on the top left, and we see the ladder on the left. There's something of a guy on the top right, and then there's a blank one on the right, and then on the bottom right. What do you guys expect these things to be? That's the question. What is this? Hey, I was just playing about the Metal Gear thing, bro. We get too deep. What it is the Metal Gear community was hoping it's Metal Gear, and please be Metal Gear. Oh my god. And that's why I was just saying it's not that serious. Yeah, I mean, this has horror in it, but Metal Gear had horror in it. You know, a lot of Kojima games have a little bit of everything. They mix it up a little bit. It's pretty fun. So, what do you guys think the tools are, man? I want to see. What equipment? Nobody's guessing here. You guys are going in about the Metal Gear. Yeah, he's gonna show us soon. What's going on, Jazz? Good to see you, man. Oh man, it's getting populated. I appreciate it. I love it. Thank you very much. Shovels. Nah, I don't think it's a shovel. I don't know. Guns, rope, ladder, light. Light makes sense. Light makes sense. I don't think it's a shovel. That's for sure. All right, let's keep it moving. We don't know. We don't know. It's all right. Did I see the option in the top right? No. Bro, stop playing with me, dog. Stop playing with me, dog. Do you think Steph is gonna be in this game? I don't know if Stephanie was in the Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain game. She was amazing, but I don't know if she's actually gonna be in this game. So far, it looks like they've revealed all the cast. There might be a surprise or two, something small, but I don't think it's gonna be a lot. The anxious for the baby to interact with the baby. Yeah. So here's the deal. Kojima always has 2 or more different sections. So, for example, we're on the toolbar, and in the Metal Gear, you can be on the gadgets, you can be on the weapons, you can be on your items. It's different variables. You know what I mean? So if they're using the D-pad, you'll get 4 different tool option menus. So imagine in Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain, you can click through 4 different ones. You got the top primary weapons, you got your secondary weapons, you have your gadgets, and then you have your items. All of that in one big thing where you can switch back and forth at any time. So this game, I don't believe it's gonna just be this one toolbar. I think they're gonna have much more in Tor. But back into the analyzations here. Like, we got to look at her for a second. Look at her little tribal bracelet for a second. Just look at that. Think about it. Take a second. And this game does feel very different, very special. I agree with you very much, Manga Maniac. I appreciate you for saying that, because I'm hyped for this game. Even though you're not as hyped as I am. It's okay. Yeah, it definitely has Silent Hill into it. This is the thing, guys. This has Metal Gear, Silent Hill. It has everything. It has a lot. So, but now we're looking at her for a second. We want to pay attention to smaller details about these characters. And she has like a tribal bracelet. It looks like it's the top head of an arrow, but it's like a mini arrow, right? So what is that all about? Look at this badass. This is all not credit to Kojima. Joshi. I forgot how to say his last name. Shinohara. Somebody spell it out for me on the chat. Yeah, she was in the last trailer. She is a key factor because in the last trailer, she was trying to recruit Sam and say, hey, you want to work for me? I know you're lonely out here. And then they discuss the sickness that they have, and they talk about dooms, and they say, oh, I'm in the extinction factor, and I'm going through all this stuff. And she had him beat, so she was going through it worse. And then you see her eat these little maggots that are called tardigrades, which survive even space. So they're doing that to survive space. They're eating them to survive this struggle. And her name is not Mama. That's for sure. Mama's a different character. We'll get into her in a second. But let's stick to this guy real quick. Look at his outfit, though. Look at how this is like one of the soldiers. You know what I mean? Like, he's holding her up with that gun right now. But his outfit is pretty fly, dude. Like, that's a sick outfit. Like, if I was trying to create a badass character, and this is supposedly most likely just a normal enemy that you're gonna fight. Sam was carrying Stephanie. That is not confirmed. That is not confirmed or denied. While I will show that video if you want in a minute. I have it on my clips. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna open it up right now for you. I have that clip, dude, and I don't want to try to promote the fact that she's in the game because no one has ever confirmed it, and I think it's unfair to throw that accusation out there. But I would love to have her in the game. I ain't gonna lie. She's so awesome. Like, I have a little mini crush on her, to be honest. Anyway, this is a dope Kaz outfit. You can see they're rocking a lot of gold because it's the powerful thing. And then on the right next to where I have my head, as you can see, I gotta move it. There's just like red sticker on there. If we enhance that, we could probably read a couple of secret code messages for the game. So look carefully, look around, figure out what's happening in this city. What city are we in, guys? Read the nameplates on that car. Somebody go Go and enhance the photo. Check all this background out. Where are we? I'm looking around. I don't see. These type of things are important, in my opinion. They help break it down. All right, so let's take a pause. While we're doing that, somebody was discussing, which I disagree with, and we're going to both analyze it. And you guys be the judge. All right? I'm not going to judge it. You be the judge. And I'm just going to play the tape. Play the tape. All right, so right here, I can't slow this down the way I do for my other video, but this is the footage of supposedly Stephanie. This is what everybody's talking about right now in the chat. I don't agree or disagree that it's not. I want her to be in there. I have a mini crush on her. You can text her right now and say, yo, Mag's trying to holler at you. What's up? Just tag me in it and say, this guy really talks beautifully about you. You should go to dinner with him. You know what I mean? Like, hook it up, son. Hook it up. Clip this video and send it to her. No, but I don't know if she's going to be in this game. I've messaged her and talked with her on Twitter a little with some things, but I don't think she's going to be in this game. This character does look like her, but in reality, she looks like somebody else. And we're going to actually go back to that footage so that I could break your hearts right now. All right. And this girl, I'm gonna hurt you guys' feelings right now, and I apologize. You see this young lady right here, and then you see this young lady right here. Take a good look on both of these faces. That looks like the same person to me. Now, I'm not debunking it to try to be like, oh, you're dead wrong. Hey, man, prove me wrong. I would be happy if Stephanie was in this game. Somebody's talking about strings is connecting, sticks is attacking. This game is going to be a lot of connecting, coming together with people. Yeah, I do agree with that. I love that. So we're going to get into it. But as you can see, I'm going to keep going back and forth for you guys. Is it the same person? Answer that question. I'm behind in the chat. There's too much going on. Sheesh. Traffic lights. Ringing any bells? Nah. A lot of connections to all of them. Go down the rabbit hole. Yeah, for sure, dude. B1. She's not in it. The IMDb is created by fans. So I can edit that right now and ruin the IMDb. I can edit Wikipedia right now for you guys. Just in case you didn't know, people can edit those and ruin them, basically. So... okay, so I'm going to fast forward to some of this. Apologies that I missed out on some of y'all chat. I want to get back to what we talking about, man. Because it's getting deep. It's getting real. It's getting real out here. You guys are trying to prove my point. Is it or is it not her? Is Hollywood. Okay. Wait, what? I can't enhance this video because I'm live on a stream. But this is her in the new trailer. And this is her in the trailer that they showed last year. Which are really cool. If you guys have a link to where it's confirmed that Stephanie is in there, I would love that. Because I'm so hyped. I would tweet about it. But I did not see her anywhere. But let's go back to where we were originally in this drama-filled land. Here we go. So I have this in slow motion, so when you're watching it the way I have it, it's just to focus on the details and small things. Somebody said about the light. That looks like every light, dude. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know if that's a special light. I feel like it could be a specific area. If you look at the buildings, they look like, Seattle. I don't know why I keep thinking Seattle. Something, but I think it's going to be in major cities. If he does travel into various cities, it'll be New York, LA, like just to kind of put them together. This is really cool right here, though. Look at his mask, dude. I want that mask. That's going to be my Halloween this year. I'm going to wear one of those suckers. Just put on a sick mask. He has a mask on top of a mask. This guy's just weird. you know. Then he takes the second mask off and he goes and teleports. And just keep watching the backgrounds. Everybody look at something different. On the top right, there's a billboard. There's nothing in the billboard yet, though. Bam. So he flashes in. And this guy's just a creep, which is Troy Baker's a creep. You lick a girl's face. First of all, I won't lick no girl's face unless I really like her. You know what I mean? Like, face licking is not cool, man. Ugh. I mean, dogs do it, and it's creepy then. Girls used to do it to me, and I used to be like, what are you doing? It's just like, what are you doing, dude? Chill. So somebody said, the rain fast forwards time, by the way. Yeah, that's something we've been talking about for years. For 2 years, I've been talking about that. Kojima talked about it 2 years ago. There's a reason they're wearing a suit. Yep, that's true. And if the face touches fast as blah, blah, blah. Yep, that's true. Don't diss me on man Troy. Nah, man, Troy, I love Troy, bro. I'm just saying, licking faces is kind of weird, dog. But we're going to get back to this part right here. Let's do this. Something I talked about a little earlier. Apologies. I should have muted the mic. I couldn't. All right. So something I talked about earlier that they confirmed that it's on the PlayStation website is the mechanic about playing with other players, helping other players. So you can't ever engage with another player in this game, but you can send supplies, you can share safe houses, and I forgot what the third one was. Anybody remember? I can't believe I just read it like 2 minutes ago. Share safe houses and walk in the footsteps of your fellow carriers. Okay, so the reason why that's important is because right here in this segment, he drops his book bag. So basically he's sharing that with another player. So now I share that. The question is, which other player? Is it friends list only? Is it random people in a server? Now, if I'm playing the game and I go to that area, that package is dropped there. I can go pick it up. So to get the supplies. And then the safe houses I don't know about, but we just seen one of the mechanics for the actual multiplayer side of this game, the online cooperative play that is going to be happening. You're never going to engage with a player or see a player physically. But since you're in the two realms, they kind of use that as a tool for you to go back and forth and to get into it. And again, the game is not skipping or bugging. I'm playing this in slow motion, just a reminder, so we can see. I want to take a look at this fight, and I don't want to see the fight at all. I want y'all to pay attention to the background the whole time, all right? I just want y'all to pay attention to the background this whole time. Look at this, the back where the car is. You see the type of stuff they have on it. You see their devices that they have. There's these towers everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, there's these little planted things on the floor that we've seen. Those are interesting. What is going on? What is that all about? What are we getting out of this gameplay on that side of things, gameplay wise? Not fighting, and not forget about the fight, all right? But the things we see here on the top left, you see that there's a what is it called? Right above me, there was a. We're gonna go back to it. All right, so let's pay attention to a couple things. You're gonna see floating. It's very hard to see probably because you're on a screen, but there's these floating rocks going up, which is kind of the strings, and there are multiple areas that you can hardly see them unless you pay close attention. I'm watching on a 32-inch right now, so I can see them a little better. Right here to the right where he is, those rocks, it's going up towards something. So there's something there that we can manipulate somehow, or at least investigate and figure out what's happening. And there's another one right above me. If you look right above me right here, there's another one right in those rocks where he's running towards. Those are very weird, and what is it going on? And you can see the big mountain. Where is this, guys? Think about where could this be? Of course, it could be anywhere. It's just a mountain. But where does it have this type of terrain and setup at? And then this is a really great feature here where as you fight, you can lose your items. You have to pick them back up. So basically, he's backtracking to try to scoop up that item. and the movement feels very fluid as far as the responsiveness. It looked like he was able to get back and move forward, pick up his gear, and keep it moving, and just run away if necessary. So I like that. And here, this Superman punch. I'm a UFC fighter, MMA fighter. I said UFC fighter. Wow, MMA fighter. I love fighting, boxing, and stuff like that, kickboxing. And that Superman punch is gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be the number one thing we do in this game. I'm pretty sure. Let me rewind this just a little bit. And there it is. Superman. Wow. That punch is very devastating. So it's pretty cool. He hits him with an uppercut right after. And then hits him with a kick to the head. That was a nice little shot. You like it. He hits him with that left hook. Oh, and a haymaker. See you later. I love it. And then from there, this book bag drops. And it's a special item he can utilize to really put some hurt into somebody. If you don't have any actual weapons, you can just pull this out. And what you're seeing is non-lethal gameplay here. He did not kill one person. He knocked everybody out. So instead of killing them, because in this game, every death has consequences. So you don't want to kill people. So that's very interesting. Let's just pay attention to a few things here. I don't even care about the car coming. I care about that thing that's next to the car. What is that? And the really cool wheelie, of course. I want us to break that down in a second. Let's get this rewind here. So right next to the car, first of all, there's a camp to the left. If you didn't pay attention, you're invading their camp. You're trying to grab their resources, I guess, and you're trying to escape right now, right? But what is this thing right next to the car? In between the car and the rock. What is that? Can we pick that up? What is it really? And this camp over here, what is inside of these camps? Why is it so important? These are the questions of the game, right? That we can have some fun with. But I really love this pop-a wheelie in these games. Looking really good. And we're going to pay attention to these characters and see what items do they have on them, on their book bags and stuff like that. Some badass characters. I love the design. Very interesting. Everybody has these raincoats to protect himself, but the variations on them is pretty sick so far. I like what I'm seeing. I'm just analyzing, trying to see what we'll see. Guys, I'm going to get back into the chat. Apologies if I didn't read through what you guys were saying. And this is just the elevator part. Let's get into some of this chat. You guys are going in. Damn, Smokey. Pause on the logo. Which logo? Oh, this logo? The logo from the enemies. That's what you're saying. The enemies book bag logo? Speaking of the buildings, though, can you go to the start of the other trailer so we can look at it for sure? But for right now, we're going to finish this trailer because I want to slow motion this whole thing. I'm analyzing it as I go, guys. I want to make a video later about this. Maybe these are different bad guys. Yes, this is a different faction than the one we saw earlier that were more badass. They were actually a lot better. And I don't know what logo you were talking about, if it was the enemy's logo, but appreciate you coming by, Twitcheroo. We're going to keep this stream going, but we appreciate you. So you lose the resources if you get beat down, basically. Could be anything, yeah. All right, so we're back to normal. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. I love you. I love yes. Ill yes. Whatever we're going to call you. So we already saw this. We saw the camp. We saw the fight. We saw the soldiers. And now we're going to go into some more other parts. We see their design. It's interesting. Their little logo in their bag is probably what they were talking about. It looks like there's an M on there, man. Magnetic. Mag Gamer. You know? I like these guys, though. I do like these guys. As far as their outfit, that guy's outfit with the hoodie looks sick. But it's gonna be fun to see the variations of the enemies. These guys are using sticks and they're very melee heavy. The other guy had a nice gun. But let's check into some of these graphics here. First of all, we already seen him fully, but you just get a better design overall and it looks really amazing, and you get to see the baby also. Yeah, the other guys had guns, the ones that were holding up Leah. When we did the slowdown for Leah, the guy had a gun on her and then it zoomed in on him and showed him with the gun. So it's a different faction. He's wearing black and gold, and then these guys were wearing yellow. So two different factions so far confirmed. Pretty much gonna have a lot more than that. You have the species that are out there roaming. Then you have most likely two or three more different factions within the game so far. We appreciate the love and support from Ill. Yes, thank you for coming through, man. It's good to have you showing that you are a leader by showing support and following, man. Thank you for being a part of the movement, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, all right, this part is very interesting. There's not a lot to see when it comes to trying to figure out where we are. So there's not much to look at there. But we could look through his outfit, and then we could really try to detail some of the creatures. So I'm gonna go for the outfit. You guys can go for the creatures. I want to just pay attention to his outfit. He has this little tube on the bottom back of it. What is that about? And then the device that detects stuff uses the Horizon Zero Dawn colors to scan the area, which is interesting. And when you scan the area, it doesn't stay forever, so it's kind of like a little small window. And what y'all gotta note about this gameplay is every single time he gets close to the enemies, he tops his mouth. And I believe this is a mechanic. This isn't like natural contextual that it just happens. I believe you have to hold your breath yourself to avoid them from seeing you and trying to get away stealthily. So you have to time it perfectly because you can't hold your breath forever, of course. And he's doing it right now, as you can see. He just topped his mouth. You see it right there? And he got his hand on his mouth. And then there's a point where he can't breathe. And he starts unleashing. And I didn't want y'all to pay attention to him, but I guess we're going to do it. He starts going... When he takes his hand away, it's when they all start catching up to him. And it's too late. And then now he's gone. So it's pretty cool. And we're going to watch the Japanese version. Actually, guys, the Japanese version has an extended 30 seconds. And it's for this part right here where you fight the boss. Where you fight a boss, not the boss. I believe it's a boss because it's really weird. In this one, he gets trapped in that lava, in that tar, in that other world's liquid, whatever you want to call it. But somebody said, I like this. I'm going to have to read this out loud. Can we just hold on and appreciate the fact that Kojima just created a AAA game in the most short amount of time ever in the history of gaming? I don't know if that's true, but he's probably created the greatest game. I'll take it a step further. He probably created the greatest game of all time in the shortest amount of time. So God of War was an amazing masterpiece, but they took like 8 years to make it. Just a lot of great games have come out and they're like, oh, that's amazing. That game is great. The Last of Us 2 will probably be good. Uncharted 4 was amazing, but how many years they took to make that? You know what I mean? So look, we just saw this trailer. We're going to step back. That was in the 440 mark. And what we're going to do is watch the Japanese version because there's an extra 30 seconds. Oh, no. No commercials. Please, no. Please, no. Oh, wow. I'm about to get copyright strikes like crazy. All right. So I believe it comes up in this part right here. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. I want you guys to see it. And I hope I'm right. I don't know. I don't think I'm right. It's gonna be happen later. Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. So right after they show these guys, I should probably show it in regular time. So right here, this is what we missed from the American trailer. They didn't add this part where he was running, and there's this big weird creature slash boss. I believe it's a boss fight, and you're getting attacked by it. It's about to take over, capture you right there. Looks like a squid. Ah. So just some weird stuff, right? It's like, what the hell is that thing? Very, very different, very creative, very special. You gotta give them props for that. Look, and they're fighting it real quick. And there you go. You got your first view of one of the bosses. Oh, he snatched him. Got him. See you later. Destroyed, bro. And then you have her who becomes evil. I believe that mask takes over people. And he's basically controlling her with the mask. And that's Troy Baker again. It's pretty cool extra scene. Nothing too much, but this small little extra scene makes a difference as far as being able to enjoy a little extra. So hopefully y'all seen that already. I'm putting it in slow motion so y'all can savor it, you know. But I'm gonna actually go ahead and put it on regular speed for a second to let you guys enjoy that and see the quick couple seconds. Bang bang. Too late. So there you go. That's the extra footage that the reason I'm not watching in Japanese because the words are in Japanese and I don't know Japanese yet. Yet is the key word. But I will. But I will. So anyway, that's that. We got that breakdown. And yeah, man, Kojima definitely is the greatest in my opinion, and I think he probably might make the greatest game. There's a lot of different parts to it that are really special, right? So just look at this right here. You're going into the World War One. I believe that's World War One. From what I'm seeing, that looked like World War One. If someone correct me if I'm wrong, Google it or something. But from what I'm seeing, that tank looked like World War One, and these soldiers look like World War One. That's my guess. And just amazing stuff here. And actually, I got to go back and play it in slow motion the way I want to. All right. Let's break it down, baby. Let's break it down. All right. So why do I think this is World War One? First and foremost, the tanks that size and small were more or less World War One days. They made bigger and stronger ones back into World War Two, and then the soldiers' helmets look like World War One because they have the little round metal style helmets that they wore in those times. Now, this is not a sure thing. This is called my personal analyzation of things I know and feel. But I mean, you guys can help me out. Please Google it. Those who cannot break the connection. So this part right here, Mads is a very special character in this game, and I feel like he's undermined as the bad guy, but really he's probably a slave. You can see there they lift him up out of the mud, or he lifts them out of the mud, aka the tar. And I feel like he just keeps coming back to life. He died and keeps coming back, finding a way. And he's going to keep finding a way until he saves his kid, the little baby. So it's interesting, to say the least. And right here, you're just getting a pretty cool segment. That's going to be fun, man. The intense feeling of being in this battle and finding your way through it. Very interesting. Didn't think the black goo was fossil fuel before. But then again, timefall basically ages what it touches. That's true. What do you think we get if we age organic materials? That's interesting. I don't know. I'm sorry. You got me in the chat, man. So Mads right here was like the sacrificial soldier, right? He's dealing with loss of his child and losing his promise to his child and all of that. And then you see him in and out of these different realms, and I believe he's fighting through that. See here, we see the first gunfight, right? But it looks like either the gun is shooting flames or the guy's on fire. Which one is it, guys? Is he on fire? He's on fire. He's on fire, definitely. I love it, though. I love it, I love it, I love it. And right here, this is the Jesus. He's on the cross, sacrificed. It's crazy. That's a deep one right there. And he's really going to be a hero by the end of the game, I believe. And right here, this is the wind really affecting you in a different way. We see Nicholas, Kojima's best friend, the quantum physics chain. He starts off with the dream catcher as a chain. That's weird. And we see some of them together. Now we know they're allies for sure. And again, we get into this girl where she's trying to talk to a super being. It's very interesting. She's crying to Sam. She's a backstabber. She throws him in the water, man. What is Bridges exactly, guys? It's not a delivery company, that's for sure. They're freaking creating these poor little babies that experiment on that poor baby and use them as a tool. You know what I mean? Like, not cool, man. It's a recovery system. Baby recovery system. Oh my god. There we go. Now we're finding some info. Let's rewind this whole thing, guys. Pay attention. Pay attention. So it says baby recovery system on that thing. She's drinking Timefall, trying to kill herself maybe. Or trying to gain powers, who knows. Alright, so these quantum physics, it says control panel. Now, we already know what these quantum physics are. Together, what do they create? A special item. Right here. Alright, you guys can't see it. It says Bridge Baby Recovery System. Activation. Alright. Bridge Recovery System. Activation. What do we got to say about that? Use that to your advantage and see what you could create out of this. A lot of guys take some of this and create their own thing. That's cool, man. Hit me up on Reddit and put my name in there somewhere. Appreciate it. All right, so Bridge Baby Recovery System. That's all we can see officially that makes sense on here. So you farm babies? I don't believe so. So here's the deal. In an interview, Kojima was asked about the baby. How many babies are there in the game? I believe he was lying, but what he said was, there's only one baby. That's the same baby. Is it the same clone baby? You know what I mean? Like, that's the question. Sick and twisted. And the facts are, Simon himself is a cruel man. I'm sure this is probably like an alien baby, but he's kind of experimenting on it and using it, which it ain't cool, in my opinion. I don't know, but that's how I feel. We're gonna change the topic, getting too real in here. Baby abuse. So this girl right here is experimenting with this higher being. She takes in a baby of her own. That is a weird thing. Let's look at that real quick. All right, so she's bringing down something from that super being that was above. She's talking to it or whatever she was doing, and she comes down with something that looks like if she's carrying a baby of her own. Like if you would try to place something there, it's not a big human being. It's gonna be something small, a little baby. Especially the way she's holding it. It's like she's supporting its head and its back. So most likely, this girl is so obsessed with these beings, she ends up taking one of their babies. And what she's gonna do with it? Whose side is she on anyway? Oh wait, let's go back to her because now it's getting interesting with her. I want to see more of her surroundings. She looks like she's in the same laboratory that these guys are in. I would guess. You can see the area. It doesn't look like much. She still has the handcuffs just like everybody else, though. Very interesting with her, even though she's not the biggest part in the game. In fact, she's talking to the species. She picks up a baby version of it. You know, I'm just wondering if she's on their side as far as Sam's side or on another side on her own, experimenting on things. Maybe that thing had a baby and she's taking it. And why would she go and drink whatever it is that she drunk the time fall to kill herself or give herself powers is the question. All right, so I got to pause it one more time right here. Actually, I'm not. We're good. This is not stream is perfectly fine, guys. See, look at the background right there. I'm looking at everything. Yep. There's a vehicle. Yep, she's on bridges. She's definitely on bridges. So when it does lightning, you're going to see. I'm going to pause it. See the bridges on the car right there on the front? That's the vehicle. Oh, sorry about that, guys. So she's working for them somewhat. Either that or it's stolen. Definitely bridges. And what is this about right here? There's a submarine. It looks like it's way too close to her, and it looks like it's about to crash on her, to be honest with you. These are the type of questions we got to ask ourselves. He's getting pulled away by an entity, getting taken away by all these people that were... And the one and only Leah. Leah, mamma mia, boom. So I want to focus on that for a second. And the reason why I like this one, because it gives me a big view. If you look carefully at where the devastation happened, it looks like New York City area. It looks like there was a big bomb of destruction that happened in New York City. Am I right, guys? As far as geographics go? Let's pull out a map. Map of USA. Y'all ready? I'm just going to Google it. Yep, pretty much New York City. Welcome to New York City. Yep, pretty much New York, Massachusetts. It's pretty much everywhere I live. Thanks, Kojima. Thanks. Now we got to pay attention to other things. We can't just look at the characters. We already seen them 1,000 times. We want to look around them. Everyone is crying in these footage, by the way. It's just a really weird thing. Sam, we got Cliff for Mads. His name is Cliff. Fragile. It's Leah. Everybody's crying. And they don't cry because they're emotional. Mama. They cry because they're these beings make them cry. It's like a thing. Dead Man. Kojima with his names, man. I swear. He's a Frankenstein because he doesn't even, he got surgery on his brain, man. It's weird. Bomb or Meteor? I would say Bomb. Die Hard, man. Kojima doesn't stop. And the man, the myth, the legend, Cherobi. He has tattoos for eyebrows. That's crazy. Did y'all notice that? Let's go into that tattoo for a second and read what he. I want to read what Troy Baker's tattoo says. It doesn't have any real English languages. It looks like an A and a U and an O. That's the best I could do, man. Is there a zoom in on that thing? There's no way to zoom in on that thing. A U and an O right on his eyebrow, right here. If you guys can see that. All right. So we're almost done with this over-the-top analyst breakdown. Sorry about that for those who want me to do my normal theory breakdown and stuff. She's crying just like the sorrow in Metal Gear Solid 3. And this giant beam, which I want to look at a couple times. What the heck is that thing? So that's the middle of it. It's not even the top. It's like the middle body part of it. And then that's just 1 foot. Gigantic creature. Interesting. I love this. It's just you can deflect bullets with that device. So that's cool. Two sequences where they're caring for each other. Sam is attached to these people. And what's weird about this scene, they made his face blue. Now, I wonder, was that unintentional? Why? Why is Kojima doing that? Or is that something that actually happens in the game? Was he just trying to mess with people's heads in the trailer? Like, why is it blue? I think he wants to just mess with our heads. I don't think that's going to be the end game color. He died in a snap. Yo. True story, dog. True story. If I was to do this, I don't know what I would change with Kojima's creations. All I would do is have him, because he made a Metal Gear every like 4 years or so, or 5 years. He made a lot of Metal Gears. He made 9 Metal Gear games, plus worked on other side spin-offs, but 9 official story Metal Gear games. So I would not change anything. I think he's the greatest. We've had the pleasure. So I wouldn't snap back to make him make more, or I mean less, or anything, or to do something else. I think everything's been on perfect timing. Even this game for me is in perfect timing. He was gonna try to kill himself. It's a sad truth, but I'm loving this game because it's gonna pull you and push you and take you everywhere. And I think he's stuck in purgatory, yeah, for his sins, his wife, and yeah, a lot of stuff could have happened to him, and that's where it's the beauty of it. So far, there's still so much that storytelling that could happen. We already know too much. We already know a lot about these characters, but it's really cool. Did I notice? Yep, I noticed the engine a lot. So I played Horizon Zero Dawn like crazy, and a lot of this game has some good elements of it, but they enhanced the hell out of it. Decima engine from Horizon Zero Dawn, from the Guerrilla Games, let Kojima use Decima engine. They partnered up, and Kojima was improving it all the time, adding to it. And there's definitely going to be some Easter eggs for Horizon Zero Dawn in this game. And not to spoil Horizon Zero Dawn, but there's a big Death Stranding Easter eggs in that game. And it's futuristic and it's a very special game. I don't want to spoil it too much, but go play Horizon Zero Dawn. You're gonna love it. It's a good time. But for sure, man, don't spoil it on the chat too much either. But there's definitely I'm looking at you what you're saying right now. So, but you can definitely see it in this game too. But this game is a lot more tone, a lot more heavy and serious, with some dark aspects to it. I'm sure they're gonna be humor and fun stuff as he goes, but Kojima kept it always light and fun within some games. So this part right here is more about Mads and how mad he has gone. As far as being stuck in these realms, trying to find his kid to keep his promise to his kid. And he's gone so crazy that he's like, you know what? You just see it. Nothing phases me. Fire is good. And his crew comes out, and it's just a really dark tone and heavy and very special visually. And I think when we play and we fight against him, when we finally get to go through all that, it's going to be very interesting to say the least. He has a pretty sick army. This is a separate crew. Faction wise, he has the Skulls on his side. The other regular humans wearing those suits aren't the same. So you're going to have a lot of enemies. From what I'm seeing so far, there are 5 different normal enemy types. There's probably already 4 boss fights that we can see. The 2 creatures that we got to see, Mads and Troy Baker, are definitely bad guys that we'll be able to fight. You know, who knows? This one right here is just so epic. Just look at it. In slow motion. You gotta give him props. And these guys are deadly. And it's going to be very interesting to see the incorporation of Mads' true story. And that's one of the main things I take out of this trailer is how Mads has a beautiful story. He's talking to the baby and saying, I'm going to get you out. You're going to be able to see the world and see the moon, you know? And it's like, okay, let's see. But I love it, man. I love it. Okay, guys. Oh, sorry. This is the release date, November 8th, 2019. On that day, do not call me, text me, don't look at me. I will be streaming the game, but I won't be interacting with chat as much when I do that because I want to enjoy the game and not spoil stuff with people that are on the websites, Google and everything. Hopefully I get to play it very early. I'm going to talk with Konami staff and text them tomorrow because I'm in touch with a couple of them and be like, hey, man, get me out to Japan, bro. Unless they're going to have an American preview where I can go somewhere in America, that would help. We'll see how it works and how it goes down. But I'm very interested and I'm in love with this game and I'm in love with everything about it. As you see here, he got backstabbed and betrayed, thrown into this liquid by that lady. She's trying to kill him. And he just gives up, man. He breathes and he just takes it in and goes down. See you later, Sam. That's crazy. Tomorrow is in your hands. The future is in your hands. The game is in your hands. Tomorrow is in your hands. So, we're going to close it out. I'm going to stop the stream because I need to go to the restroom. And I don't want to keep you guys waiting during that time. I don't know how long I'll be in there. Such a great topic. Too much information. Yeah, I'm just going in there to wash my hands, but it might take forever. This part is probably the most fascinating if you really look at it. Or should I just stay, guys, and we should get it going? So this right here, he's telling the baby he's promises she's gonna see the world, even the moon. And the reason why that's important and very special is because actually the very first trailer is the logo trailer, and that talks about Homo ludens. Just like in this game, there's Homo demons, there's Homo sapiens, Homo ludens are the most advanced of all of them. And this part right here in this trailer, and we're watching it in slow motion, so apologies for those that are like, what's going on with this footage? The reason we're watching slow motion just to pay attention to details, and I could talk a little more. And specifically, this is a 30-second foot clip, but Homo ludens is the main theme of the game. All right. If you look on his website, he had a big message about Homo ludens, and it relates to this game as well. As you see, this is their mascot, aka Kojima Productions #1 character. And I believe one of the characters, it'll be the baby. This is the grown version of that baby coming to life and helping discover the world, helping discover new planets, helping discover the moon. Who knows? These are the important factors. Is it the baby? That's the question. A lot of people saying it's Norman Reedus. So is Norman Reedus the baby? Or is Norman Reedus... that's the question we got to ask Kojima. Kojima, is Norman Reedus the baby? Is the baby Homo ludens? Everybody tweet him right now. Tell him Mad Gamer sent you. If you're watching this live or you're watching this later. That's the question. So this right here, the reason that's special is because in the newest trailer, Mads is talking to the baby and saying, don't worry, I'm going to make sure you see the world and the moon. So it's like, I'll let you travel, explore the world and the moon. That right there. Yeah, honestly, you just thought it was a logo promo, right? And it makes sense, but no. It's always a little deeper with Kojima. Everything coincides. In the game, that in the trailer we just saw, we just spent a long time watching. Kojima himself, I'm sorry, the one of the factions is called Homo Demons. Okay? Think about it. Why does the game have the same type of theme as the logo? Homo sapiens are what humans are. Homo ludens is an evolved evolution of people who create and people who play. Homo ludens. And there's a whole bunch of lists of different type of Homo ludens, Homo sapiens, Homo this, no homo. But it's pretty deep. And all of these other parts of these trailers, and we're going to get into them real quick, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to unslow it down, if that's a word. We're going to watch them officially as we move forward here. And that poem is very important. It talks about basically infinity, eternity, and all of those variations. So now that we know what this world is really all about, and we understand all this nonsense that's happening, right? This devastation that's gone on in this earth, and how everything is getting connected to this other realm. Now we know Simon's stuck in between all that. Now we understand this trailer, the first official trailer. These beings are trying to get into the world, trying to find their way into the world. And they don't really mean no harm. As I've said several times, they're actually just trying to escape that realm. And it might be you, the player, trying to escape that realm, because that is a mechanic in the game. So imagine that's your footprint, handprints, the representation of your handprints. And I've been saying this for 3 years, guys, since this trailer came out in 2016 for E3. And that's a representation of us, the players. And it's a powerful one. And we even on Sam's hands. And he's not crying here because of the baby. He's crying because he has a physical pain thing where he gets hurt. You know what I mean? Like it irritates his skin type of thing. Fibromyalgia. I'll talk about this earlier, but that's the symptoms. Now you see, look, the baby disappeared to the other realm. Is this gonna be in the game? Probably not. I don't think this is actual game footage at all. They made this trailer without an engine, without a studio. So I don't think this is going to be in the game. This is just a promo, basically. But the equations on his chest, we know what that's about now. We know that they use that and it helps them. And then we know what these beams are all hanging above. We understand all that now. We're at a better understanding, grasp of all of it. And if you go back to my trailer yesterday before the stream came out, before the new trailer came out, if you go back 3 years ago, I was saying of all this already, and I know people get mad when someone says it like that. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so, man. But I'm interested. There's still a lot of things that I don't know, and I'm very curious about, and I love, and I think they did a good job keeping the mystery for somebody like me who dug in deep to this game every single day, pretty much. And I did want to talk about something special, and I thank you guys for hanging out with me, man. I wanted to talk about the culture because I was texting somebody, and they were trying to debate that other games are more important, and I was trying to explain to them that this game connects you to the real world. It relates to the real world. It talks about the real world struggles and life, and how our country is divided in America right now, how we got so many issues, and it's touching on personal things, on your personal life, isolating yourself as a gamer, not, taking the time and energy to connect with your family, your friends, to rebuild the world around you and give back to the world, and basically losing hope. And this game really opens the door, touching people's hearts and minds, telling them don't lose hope. And it's a beautiful message. And once this full game comes out and you see the whole story, you will be moved by what they're doing, because I could already see the message. I already know where they're going with it. Of course, the full story is not there, but it's very interesting. But now we're looking back into some of this footage, and now we know he is working with Sam. He has the baby for a good reason. He's trying to keep it away from Mads. Mads is hunting for that baby. There's this war going on in the background, and you got to try to stop it, save the world. And it's very interesting. And there's a lot of weird visuals, but in the end of the day, you have this baby. For some reason, it taps into the other side of things, to these creatures, to these beings. And I'm interested at this part now because Del Toro, the director, aka the actor now, he's in this realm, it looks like, unless they came to Earth. Now, if they're in Earth, they're invading Earth, and now that's a really big problem. How did the Toro end up with the baby and with the scars on his head? And it's just like, okay, what is really going on with this guy? It's very interesting, to say the least. And how does these different factors play a role as far as him tapping into this child? He's tapping into the other side, but what does that do? Enhance his ability to see or to feel, or what to do? You know what I mean? Like, and it sounded like from the dialogue between Sam and Leah, it sounded like you don't know. Everybody has different abilities. You know what I mean? So someone was saying earlier they don't want their guy to have a lot of superpowers, and I agree with you, but I do think they should have some elements. You know what I mean? Like, if you're seeing all these guys with all this crazy stuff, you got to be able to do some type of spectacular too. I don't think Sam's gonna only be able to pull out a ladder and a rope to hang from. I believe that his devices, they're hiding them right now. His abilities, they're hiding them to hype it up for the launch trailer. For the launch trailer, you want the best hype. You want the most action. So if they reveal too much on this trailer that they showed recently, they would have never had saved for the real deal when the launch trailer comes, where you can really get more sales. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. But one thing I do want to say, I do believe that we are going to get some more information on this. I think Kojima's going to have a sit down with PlayStation and talk about it right before E3 at some point. So that's how I feel about it. I'm looking at my tags on Twitter, people messaging me. So in this trailer, again, Mads looks like he's hunting for somebody, and he's using these cords to connect to these guys, and it's just weird. And how does that control him or them? And is he being controlled by someone else also? You know, someone else has a hold on him. Those other questions. Look at how they mimic Mads in this part where a baby comes up to him and looks at him, and it's like a reminder of his baby. You know, that's crazy. Yeah, so you're right, his goggles disappear. Like, I take this hat off and it starts disappearing, just like the mask did for Troy, and that's very true. And those are the magical parts of this game, that it's all about quantum physics, the insanity of being able to teleport or being able to use time travel with the time fall, and things like that are very interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Woo. But yeah, I need to get ready. All right, so now that we know a lot of little things, we already knew this time fall for 2 years already. Kojima talked about that. The day this trailer came out, he talked about that. And it's interesting, but now I'm more into all the other sides. So this whole Bridges company is a little weird. They're experimenting with babies to tap into other realms. They have these dead bodies that they're burning or they're doing stuff to, so they're experimenting on them. I don't think all of that's okay, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But you do what you got to do, right? Is this? You do what you got to do. I'm interested with this dead body on why they have the gold smoke. As you can see, the gold mask. Gold is a very, very trendy thing in this game. And I think the gold actually transcends them into the other realm somewhat, because with the gold mask, he was able to manipulate and create a creature. With the gold mask, they got to use some power there. So it's interesting. We'll see. We'll see what it's really all about. But Sam is more worried about the dead body than he is about the poor guy that's about to die. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, come on, man. You see how this guy starts crying as the creature comes around? So every time the creature comes around, people's eyes tear up. It's a part of the struggle there. This game looks so beautiful. I got it only on 1080. I'm not doing 4K right now, but this thing looks good. I love it. Again, remember, the handprints are a representation of you trying to escape the realm. But yeah, what we were talking about, yeah, so the culture of this game and connecting people on deeper levels. I was trying to explain to somebody that I would rather play this than any other game when it comes to that deeper message that's going to really touch me in a way like no other game does, you know? You play Uncharted, you play Last of Us. They're great stories that don't relate to you in the way this game will. And that's the difference. And then you have the communities that everybody comes together and discusses things, and it's a beautiful thing also. It's a lot of great things, and I believe they're going to have a lot of clues in this game, just like they did for PT, and make people come together in that way also. Interesting. Anyway, guys, we're gonna end this stream. I don't feel so good. I'm gonna need to go to the bathroom and I need to lay down. Man, it's been good. I just wanted to do a quick breakdown of some of the new stuff. I gotta look at all this like a movie one day and just lay back, no talking, and think about it all. You know, how it all connects. The guy with a gold mask is warning him. Is that Mads or is that Troy Baker? That's the question. I don't know why this guy's shooting at them. It's a damn human, superhuman being. Hey, Kojima. Bang. All this is interesting because they don't want to. He don't want to be taken alive, so he's willing to do anything to not be taken alive, and that's pretty dope. As far as like a hardcore, like yo, you're not gonna take me alive, and I believe it's because there's something bad that could happen to them if they do take him alive. As far as being stuck in that realm, also, you know. It's been good, man, though. It's been good. We got to link up. Appreciate you, man. So I said, I always do the best analyzations. Yeah, well, this is more just a studying of the footage, the original footage from today. I didn't actually analyze it the way I would. I did a little bit earlier, but not really. But I do them once in a while. I put out an actual analyzation video. I did that for all the trailers. I haven't done one for this trailer yet. This is a live stream, so this is more of just talking about things. And interested, to say the least. But, man, I don't feel good, man. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Listen, let's rock out. I'm going to set up a video. I'm going to do like a 30-minute breakdown or less of the new trailer and just punch it out for you guys. But it's going to be on a stream. So we're going to stream only for 30 minutes and then back out. That's going to be another day. Today, I'm tired. It's been a long day. And I just want to try to lay down. I'm not tired. Like, I'm going to stay up and watch something. But I'm going to lay down and rest. All right? So, thank you for coming. You were watching the Death Stranding. I am going to let it play out for the next... all these trailers. I'm going to let all the trailers play out with the sound. So, enjoy. Thank you guys, by the way. Peace. One love.
Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last. Ah, yeah.
Today's station.
The man who delivers. Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me. What's your level?
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Want to come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries. That's all.
Headed into town. Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long. The time fall fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam, what's your status? Chiralium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Can you sit out the rain?
No, they're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea.
A crypto byte a day keeps the time fall away.
You're too late. You still don't know who I am, do you?
Who are you?
PlayStation.
BB, don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
Together, you can help us reconnect. You can make America whole.
No, America's finished.
Sam, if we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
We don't need a country. Not anymore.
We do. Alone, we have no future.
Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
It's all to safeguard the continued independence of Edgenut City. They want the UCA to leave him be.
Who are these assholes again?
Homo Demons. Militant separatist group.
I've heard of them. Bunch of terrorists who go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
Right. Nothing's off limits for them. Not even engineering void outs. There are extremists like the demons everywhere. Plotting in the shadows. Good thing it was raining. Even they know better than to mess with BTs.
I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you are plugging into the other side. Freaks me out, too.
Sam, we want you to go west and finish what Emily started.
Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope.
You see, I've come to understand the truth of the Death Stranding. Oh, it's so hard to form connections when you can't shake hands. Fortunately, I've got a good connection to the other side.
Covering the world in cable didn't bring an end to war and suffering. Don't act surprised when it all comes apart if you try to do it again.
Humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, that's what we need right now. Not to stand apart, but to come together.
I'll show you the real thing soon. I promise. The whole wide world will be yours to explore. You'll be able to go wherever you want.